Today we're going to take a look at how to make heat maps in Python. So I've already imported my libraries. I have my pandas library to upload and manipulate my data. I have matplotlib.pyplot to format our graphs, NumPy to help with formatting your axes, and this is the first time that we're using Seaborn. Seaborn has fancy graphs, and we need this to create our heat map. Now I'm also using a new data set today. I have the hockey data set. What this has here is each row represents one player and 1 year that they played hockey from 1909 to 2011. So this first row, we have this player played this year for this team, and then here are all of their stats. So what I would like to do is to create a heat map with team, position, and points per season to look at what teams and what positions on those teams are scoring the most points throughout the last 100 years. So the first thing I need to do is to use the pandas library to create a pivot table. And this is going to have the average points by position and team. So what this is going to create is along the bottom, or each of the columns is going to represent a team, each row is going to represent a position, and then it's going to create a table where the value in the table is the average number of points scored by players in that position on that team over the last 100+ years. So I'm just going to call this table. I'm going to use pd.pivottable. First thing I need to do is say what data set I'm using. I'm using my hockey data set. Then I need values. This is going to tell me what column in the data set I want each of the values in the table to be, and I want the points column. Then index are my rows. I want that to be the position column. Columns, what do I want each column to represent? And that's the team ID column. Then I need two more things here. I need my aggregate function. So what do I want it to do with those values? So if I have a team and a position and I'm looking at all their points, what do I want it to do? Do I want it to add them, find the average? There are several options. In this case, I want to find the mean. And then fill value, I'm going to set at 0. So this means anytime that there is an NaN or a blank, not a number, in the data set, it's going to fill that with 0. Now, you don't need to do this part, but I'm going to print the table so we can see what we just created. Okay, now this is a very large table. So we have some teams across the top, positions down the side, and then the average number of points scored per season for people at that position on that team. Okay. Again, it's a very large table, so that's everything that we've got. We can also see that there are 24 rows and 115 columns, which means we have 24 different positions and 115 different columns or different teams. If you know anything about hockey, you might know that that's a little interesting. We'll deal with that in a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and comment this out because I don't really need that table. I just wanted to show you what we created. Now, because I know that this isn't going to fit well on the screen, I'm going to start by doing plt.figure fig size is 30 by 6. That way it fits well on my screen. Then we're going to make our heat map. SNS.heatmap. It's SNS because this is a seaborn function. And I want it to just pull the data from the table. And then let's do plt.show, and then we'll look at some different settings to change. So this is our insane looking heat map that is very difficult to read. We have positions as our rows, teams as our columns, and we have a color scale that is very difficult to follow. So let's go back into sns.heatmap and change some settings. First thing I want to do is do square equals true. This will make sure that each of those boxes is a square and not a rectangle. Second thing I want to do is change this color scale because this is not easy to read. You can use any of the color mappings that I will link to in the description, but we're going to do CMAP equals, and I'm going to go greens. Let's look at what that looks like. Okay, it's a little bit easier to read, but it might be a little clearer if we add in some lines. So I'm going to do line width equals, I'm going to go with 0.5, and then line color equals black. So now we have some lines dividing up each of the cells, and it's a little bit easier to read. We can use all of our plt.title, plt.x and y label, all of those things still apply. So let's go ahead and do plt.title. Do average points scored per season. This is from 1909 to 2011. plt.x label, team, plt.y label, position. Now, before I run this, you can see that it did use the column titles for our X and Y labels. It's just, they're not great. So now I have a little bit better labels. So that's how you make a heat map in Python. I'm going to show you how to clean this up a little bit because, again, if you know anything about hockey, there are not this many teams that are currently in the NHL. A lot of these positions are hybrid positions that were more common a long time ago. So we are going to look at how to pull a subset of certain teams and certain positions. It's going to be similar to what we've done before, but there are a few things that are a little bit different. So let's do a new pivot table with selected teams and positions. So first, I need to start by going back to my original data set, the hockey data set, and pulling all of the rows that have specific teams. So I'm going to call this subset hockey teams. And I need to look in my hockey data set. And here's the part that's annoying. I'm going to pause in a few minutes because you don't need to watch me type a whole bunch of stuff. But what we're going to do is say, all right, I want where the team ID column is equal to this one. Then I can use the vertical line to mean or, and then I'm going to basically type this again, or where the team ID is equal to this one. Okay. And then I'm going to continue with all of the teams that I want, but I'm going to go ahead and pause because you don't need to watch me type all of that. So here are all of the teams that I have selected to include in my new version of my heat map. So then I need to take this hockey teams subset and pull a subset from that that just has the rows for positions that I want. So I'm going to do the same type of thing. I'm going to pull all rows with selected positions. So I'm going to say hockey positions, and I'm going to look in my hockey teams subset that I just created. And I want the position column to equal whatever position I want. And I'm going to pick 5 different positions here. Same syntax as above. The vertical line means or. Let me pause real quick, and then we'll continue. Okay, so now I have taken my hockey teams subset and created another subset that just has the rows for the positions that I care about. Now I'm going to follow the same steps that I did earlier to create a pivot table and a heat map. And since I don't really want to type all of that again, I'm going to scroll back up, copy these lines of code, and I just need to change a few things. I can't call this table again, so I'm going to call it new table. And then I don't want it to refer to the hockey data set. I want it to refer to the hockey positions subset that I just created. All of the other settings for the pivot table are still the same. I still want it to have the row as the position, the column as the team, and calculate the average points. For my heat map, I'm going to keep it those same dimensions because I know that that's what fits my screen, but I want my heat map to use the new table. And I'll go ahead and keep those same settings and same labels. So let's go ahead and run this now. Now this is a lot easier to read than the previous heat map up here. You can see that a lot of the white or very light squares have been removed. So these are the ones that matter most. Let me show you a couple other formatting things that we can do that I couldn't show you on the first one because the squares were so small. So if I go back into my sns.heatmap line of code, one other thing that you might want, I can do annote, which means annotate, equals true. This is going to put the actual value into each of the squares. So the average points, and put that number in addition to the color. I can also change the formatting of those numbers. Currently they look like they're integers. I can change it so that there is a decimal. If I do format equals 0.1f, so 0.1 float, now all of my numbers have 1 decimal place. The last thing I want to show you is how to adjust the font size on all of this, because all of these words, whether it's the axes labels or the team names, they're all kind of small. So if I go into my plt.title, plt.xlabel, and plt.ylabel, I can add font size equals, let's go 18 for the title, font size equals 12 for the axes labels. Now, that did not change the size of the team names. To do that, we need to use plt.xticks. I don't want to change them, I just want to change the formatting of them. So I can do, font size equals 12 for xticks and yticks. The other thing we might want to do, if you look at the positions, all of those are rotated. I can set it to not be rotated. Do rotation equals 0. And now those are all rotated again. The last thing, if I want to change the font size of the annotations, I can go back into my sns.heatmap line of code, do annote underscore kws equals curly bracket size, let's do 14. Okay. Now those numbers are a lot easier to read. Again, this is not an exhaustive tutorial of all the settings that you can change in a heat map, but this is the basic idea of how to use a pivot table to create a table, and then use the Seaborn library to create the heat map.